Great morning, holy brothers! Thank you so much for joining us on our pathway to peace inside the Garden of Peace. If you're following along, we're on page 112, and today's lesson is called Constant Complaining. Wow, how appropriate for you, right? We have some people that are off screen that like to be a little shy. Say hi so they know you're here.
Hi.
And we have some people on the phone calling in. Okay, so it's a woman's nature to talk about whatever is on her mind. They love to yap. They love to express, even if you don't want to hear it. So it's natural for a wife to tell her husband about her own shortcomings, her own problems, and whatever she feels she's missing in life, what she's lacking, what she doesn't appreciate. When these things are on her mind, however, when complaining and negativity become her only topics that you happen to hear about whenever you're with her, my holy brother, this is a supreme sign that something is going wrong, something is off the rails, something is about that she is suffering terribly. Many husbands feel that their wives complain too much. They're not justified in doing so. Let her stop complaining. Why can't she appreciate all the good I'm doing? Everything that she wants me to get done that I'm doing, that I'm checking off her list. Why is she not thanking me for all these things? They feel that they're trying their best to be good husbands. Dude, I'm helping out. I go even shopping for her when she asks me to. I help out at home. I smile. I try to be supportive. I try to give her compliments. I try to do the dishes. I try to do things to make her have less stress in life. And they feel that if after all this, their wives are still complaining and they're still moaning, they're still groaning, it's a sign that their wives must have a problem. There must be wrong, something with her that she can't appreciate. Why can't she be happy with what I'm doing? Some even complain to me that their wives, why do you complain all the time so much? They literally say it to their faces. They say, what's wrong with you? Why can't you just be happy? Why can't you just stop being annoying? And this is a massive mistake, tremendously trying situation. Not only is such a husband not showing any consideration or compassion to his unhappy wife, but he's also making her suffering worse by putting the blame on her and saying it's her fault that she's like this. He lets her know that he is 100% okay. Dude, I'm cool. I'm collected. I'm calm. So if she is unhappy, she must have some sort of problem. It's not my fault. She's got to go to therapy. This is tragic, man. Especially when a bit of empathy and a few kind words with a little bit of caring could have uplifted her from her deep and darkened mood. If a wife is unhappy, it is literally your problem, sir, not hers. Again, if there's something wrong and she's expressing it or you see it, don't you dare think for a second that it's because her friend talked to her nicely, or because somebody at work gave her a wrong look, or because she was stuck in traffic, or because your mother-in-law was talking to her and she didn't want to hear from her. Knock it out, sir. Understand why she's in that mood. Because I guarantee you, if she just won a $1 billion lottery and the friend said the same thing to her, she would not let it affect her in the slightest. She'd be on the superest high of all highs, and it wouldn't matter at all. So because she's feeling that way, is because of something going on in your marriage, that she's already primed in that situation. In the previous chapters, we told the story about the rich man who came to the rabbi of the city to complain about his awful wife. The rabbi advised him to make a vow. Remember we just talked about this? Through it. And according to Kabbalistic teachings, it's only a matter of weeks, he said, before she would die. He said if he makes a vow to build the most gorgeous mikveh in town, and he doesn't fulfill it, then God along his wife would die. And he was looking for a way to kill his wife because he wanted her out of life. He couldn't take her anymore. He didn't want to just divorce her because his children should still be nagging him. So he went to the rabbi. The rabbi told him to make a vow, and if you don't fulfill your vow, she'll be dead within 3 weeks. He guaranteed her. So, and it was clear that he had no intention of fulfilling the vow. The rabbi then suggested, since she doesn't have any time to live, why not just make her last few weeks on this world pleasant, make it pleasurable, because you know she's going to be gone. So why not? Dude, if I know she's going to be out of my life, I'll give her whatever the heck she wants. He said, if you want to buy her presents, sit with her, give her attention, because whatever you give her anyway in 3 weeks is going to come back in your pocket, so it doesn't matter. You want to buy her diamonds, jewels, you can go sell it as soon as she's dead. So, to his great surprise, his wife, after he started giving her everything and started being nicer in those last 3 weeks, she started being so kind to him in return. It is a great surprise. She was being pleasant to him. She was making him all the meals he ever liked. She became the biggest fan of his, and she was an altogether different person whatsoever. And in that story, what happened was, she transformed, and all of a sudden he was like, please take my vow back. I don't want her to die. And he's like, I'm sorry, we can't undo it. There were witnesses in that. So this guy had to build the biggest, most magnificent mikvah the world had ever seen. And then the whole town got to benefit from it. And then his wife lived because he fulfilled it. It was an amazing story. We learned an important lesson from the story. The miser's negative ways of relating to his wife was the cause of her unpleasant behavior that was towards him. And as soon as he started to honor her, to praise her, to give to her, to love her, he literally transformed that woman into a loving, sweet, wonderful wife. She was the mirror in front of him. All the shortcomings were rooted inside the husband. So as soon as he got it out of his life and he became a different person, to give to her, to love to her, to show her affection, of course she's going to be a different person. Look what you're doing to her. Berlin said to Rabbi Shalom Arush, we must constantly give to our wives compliments, and we must pray to God that they're going to believe the compliments that we give to them, that they should feel loved when we're talking to them. As long as a man is not entirely pure in matters of shmiras habris, personal holiness, he can love only himself, and he's not loving and giving to his wife. He's only asking from her. He's only demanding from her. He's only requesting from her. He's only looking to get back in return for himself. We must pray that in the meanwhile, while we work on ourselves, that Hashem should make our wives believe that we are truly loving them, and if not that we're loving them, at least that we're trying to love them on a real level. When a husband makes negative comments to his wife, no matter how slight they may seem to him, no matter how much of a joke it might be, when he doesn't shower her with love, her mind runs wild with self-persecution, with thoughts that he doesn't love me. Why doesn't he care about me? And this is death in it upon itself for a woman. A wife who feels that her husband does not love her is liable to lose her mind from pain, sorrow, and suffering. The moment she reaches the conclusion that her husband does not love her, she becomes full of anger. She becomes depressed. She becomes despondent. She despairs. A husband should give his wife so many compliments and never show her any anger. Because anger will take her straight to the conclusion that he doesn't love her. I don't care what you had going on in your day, sir. When you get to the door, you got to stop and check yourself before you wreck yourself. Don't bring it into your home. Go to the field. Go scream to God. Go to the gym. Take it out on a punching bag. Go to a friend. Call him up and scream your head off and curse him. I don't care what it takes. But don't bring it home to your wife. No good will come of it. And you're only going to have negativity smack you back in the face. After you punch her, it's going to boomerang and smack you right into the head. You should also pray every single day, constantly over and over again, that she believes that he loves her, and that she will interpret every word he says and every action that he does as a sign of his love for her. You have clothing and be a ruler. Last part before we end for today. The Zohar in Genesis chapter 49 clearly describes the obligation of the husband to honor his wife in the Zohar and to give her an absolute ruling inside the home, to the extent that he must shower her with words of love and honor. In the beginning, Bereshis, in the Torah, in the Bible, we are told, and he brought her to Adam, that Hashem brought Eve to him. From here we learn how the father and mother must behave with the bride. For until now, the father and mother must do so. Until a wedding day, a father and mother of the bride must buy her jewelry, must prepare for her and bring her to the groom, give her everything she needs to get to that marriage canopy, to get to that chuppah. But once they bring her to the chuppah, afterwards, he must go to her. Afterwards, her husband has the obligation to unite with her, and the entire home belongs to her. What's hers is hers, and what's mine is hers too. Because the running of the home is literally dependent upon her. He must take permission from her. He must ask for permission whenever he wants to do something, or if he wants to be with her. It's not because he wants it. It has to be because she wants it. And regarding this, we've explained what it says, what is written about Yaakov, and he encountered the place and he laid down there in Genesis 28, that he asked permission first from her, only then did he lie down with her. From here we learn that one who wishes to bond with his wife needs to meet her with sweetness and to make her happy and to make her in the mood for her to want it. Then he can also make her happy with his words. If not, he must never go to her and never be with her and never demand from her. And if he doesn't do this, he may not lie with her in order that their wills be as one without force, so that their desires will be at one with no pressure or force whatsoever. Always be giving, always be loving. And with that, have an awesome, audaciously amazing rest of your day. Dun, 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 dun.